So our first speaker has the title Maia Akiva and a Magical Realism Story. Maia is a magical realism writer. She is making her icebreaker speech tonight where she will tell us about her long and sometimes confusing creative journey of finding out her true creative voice and coming to terms with becoming a magical realism writer. Please welcome Maia as she gives her speech.
Yay, Maia! Yay, Maia! Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow member, Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. I am a creative person. I love to invent things. And when I finished my service in the Israeli army, which is a subject for another speech later on, I moved from Israel, where I'm from, to Los Angeles to pursue my creative life as a writer. I came here and started taking classes and working and writing stuff. And very, very fast I realized that something is off. I do not write like everybody else. I would go to playwriting classes, and people in the playwriting classes would write these amazing, beautiful scenes of people, deep relationship between a mother and a daughter, and very complicated relationships between fathers and sons. And all I would want to write was anything that would be about breaking reality. I just wanted to break reality and mess with people's mind. In my playwriting class, I wrote a short play about me, Maia, the actual person, meeting my destiny, and finding myself in an office that ran people's destinies and trying to get my destiny to tell me what is my destiny, because I wanted to know. So I was a little confused. I was like, I'm not sure I'm doing it right. I'm not sure people will understand what I'm trying to convey. And then my life changed. I went to the movies and I saw the movie Adaptation. I don't know if by Charlie Kaufman. I don't know if anybody knows that movie. If not, please run and see it. But Charlie Kaufman is a magical realism writer. And basically what he does is he messes with people's minds. And in the movie Adaptation, he took reality and imagination and completely put them side by side, and was able to confuse you so you wouldn't know what's reality and what's imagination. He took himself as the writer writing the screenplay adaptation, put himself in the screenplay, and then took a fictional character that he invented that was his brother in the movie, and gave it a real life credit of writing the movie with him in all the press kit, in all the publication. So you were like, wait, who's real and who's not? You couldn't know. So I watched the movie and I was like, oh my God, I'm not alone. There's another person who likes to screw with people's mind. And I was hooked, and I realized that I was a magical realism writer. The definition of a magical realism is an aesthetic style of genre of fiction in which magical elements are blended into realistic atmosphere in order to access a deeper understanding of reality. So I was all excited, and I got my confidence, and I sent out my play out to a competition, and I was right. I got accepted into a short play festival in Brooklyn, New York, a very big one, which I was just so excited about. And I went to Brooklyn for a week and had the best time ever. It was an amazing experience of just following my voice. And then after one of the shows, a man came to me and told me that he is the White House aide, and that the White House, that he loved my play, and that the White House is having an essay contest when they want to find creative people to help the administration write copy and explain their policy better. And I was like, all right, I'm open to anything. But I decided to go extreme with my voice and write a magical realism essay. So I wrote an essay that is divided into 4 parts of how the United States government would look if it was a socialist country, a communist country, a libertarian country, and if it was a dictator. And then at the end, just fun for me, I put all the 4 heads of those states into a peace summit and made them try to get together an understanding of how can they work together as countries. And lo and behold, 4 months later, I get a phone call that I was at the top 5 finalists. And they sent me to the White House. They sent me to Washington to the White House for a weekend, where the highlight was a reception with Barack Obama, and I got to meet him and shake his hand. And then it was amazing. And then at the end of the reception, I get like a tap on the back, and this white guy in his 50s with very, very nice suit tells me that the president would like to speak to me. And I'm like, what? You know, so he takes me to corridor, and I open the door, and I walk into the Oval Office, all right, and there sitting Barack Obama, and the guy leaves. And I'm like, Mr. President, and he's like, gets up, and he shakes my hand. He's like, Maya, I loved your essay. It was, you know, it was very, very good, and made me think a lot. And he gets up, and he puts his hand on my shoulder, and he looks me in the eyes, and he says, with your imagination and my policy and vision, we can make this country the best it's ever been. And that is my magical realism story. It mixes imagination and reality. Where is the line? It's for each one of you to decide between yourself. Just remember, follow your voice no matter what, in speaking and in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Maya. That was a great first